Hey everyone, welcome to the Gong Show. That is the financial district during the afternoon rush hour, and that is the intersection of King and Bay just behind me. And today is Tuesday, May 7th. It is 5:23 p.m. and about 19 degrees Celsius. And there is an eastbound 504 King streetcar. And that's the intersection of Bay and King again. And I'll look up at the tallest building in the country, First Canadian Place. Once upon a time, I would have been making my way out of the office around now from that building. And in this one, I'll be hunting for tulips. Of all things, we'll head east along King Street here over to St. James Park, where I think there might be some tulips. There was at this time last year, or rather there were. And I'll make my way north and I'll head up Dalhousie Street, a street that has undergone a pretty dramatic transformation over the past several years. And that'll lead me into the TNU campus. And I'm pretty sure there'll be some more tulips to be found around Yonge and Dundas. Speaking of tall buildings, there's a look up at Scotia Plaza. King Station is just up ahead. And King Street here is a designated transit priority corridor between Bathurst and I think Jarvis Streets. So for all but a few of these intersections, these vehicles have to turn. They can't go straight through. But it looks as if things are as busy as they've ever been around here, which is probably a good sign. This is Yonge Street, and King Subway Station is at this street corner here. And from the financial district into the St. Lawrence neighborhood. Someone got an espresso machine. And there used to be a bar there called the Office Pub, and they had another location over at John Street. But sadly, both are closed now. There's a popular after-work spot, the Beer Bistro. And there's more transit vehicles than usual, as in addition to the 504 King, there's also the 503 Kingston, as well as Queen replacement streetcars and buses running along the stretch. on the right is the King Edward Hotel.
Maybe for this week and upcoming week.
And it dates back to 1903.
Want to go Bustling?
I've stayed there once. And I just looked it up on my phone, and rooms seem to be going for around $380 at the cheapest rate right now. And this is the site of the first jail in the old town of York, which is now Toronto, and that dates back to 1798. I've never noticed that plaque before. And here's the new headquarters of Google Canada. That opened up a few years ago. Apparently there's a lot of Canadiana themed art. I don't know how else to describe it in that building. It'd be interesting to check it out. This is Church Street coming up. And that's where we'll find St. James Park. And you can see there on the corner is St. James Cathedral. And that version of the church dates back to 1853, although that spire wasn't completed until 1874. And it was at the time the tallest structure in the entire country, surpassed a few decades later by Old City Hall. And there is Score on King. And these are the folks who will be taking over the old spot where the Black Bull is, or rather was, on Queen Street West. A bar that claimed to be the oldest in the city. That wasn't quite true, but it was one of them. There's a westbound 504 King streetcar that'll be going all the way to Roncesvalles Avenue and then heading north up Dundas West to Dundas Station. And there's a 508 Lakeshore streetcar via King. Normally that one should be on Queen Street, but due to construction of the Ontario line, it is here. And there's a look up at St. James. And that replaced a church on those grounds before it that was destroyed in the Great Fire that ravaged this whole area in the 1840s. And each of the entrances to this park now has seating. This park was thoroughly modernized and revamped several years ago. But we'll walk through the park and I'll head over to Jarvis Street. I guess this is the unofficial off-leash zone for dogs. And here's the tulips. Quite a picturesque park. And normally the east side of downtown isn't quite this busy. The good weather tends to bring people out en masse. There's the St. Lawrence Hall. All right, let's cut through the park up to Jarvis Street. That person just saw my camera and waved as I walked by. That playground was a new addition. So this is Adelaide Street that we're about to cross. I think this park was also expanded. I think they made it bigger. Well, no shit, Sherlock. That's what expanded means. During that revamping it underwent, and AAA has a patio set up. That's a neat little bourbon bar. They've got some really good food in there. So I will head north a few blocks up to Queen Street, and we'll head over to Dalhousie. As I walk past a Holiday Inn Express. This is Lombard Street, but it also goes by Gilda Radner Way. I think she is of SNL fame. There's one of the few remaining downtown gas stations. I almost said parking lots, but that's true too. There's not too many of those left. We're about to walk by where a huge one was. Drivers in the city still haven't mastered the art of when to enter an intersection. Case in point, Mr. Al Baca. Love Hotel, budget rates, St. Lawrence, residences and suites. I wonder what TripAdvisor has to say about that place. It's probably not even on there. But you can see a lot of condos that have popped up straight ahead. A lot of them are centered around Jarvis and Dundas Street East. We'll be heading north past Dundas eventually. And a look over towards Moss Park. There's the Moss Park Armory, and that is home to a few reserve units of the Canadian Armed Forces. And this is west on Queen Street East. And this first street here should be Mutual Street. That's another street that's undergone a significant transformation. Well, it shares some of those developments with Dalhousie Street. It's a neat look into what I think will be a lobby or a very large retail spot. As that mammoth condo takes shape. And here we are, Dalhousie Street in the Garden District. And what's interesting is on this corner here, which is the northeast corner between here and Shooter Street, this was one spectacular eyesore of a parking lot. It was quite the abomination. It's good to see it's been turned into housing. And it looks like there's more coming up on the left. And the podium of this one is quite cool. I like the red brick. I just wish it continued all the way up the building. And over 3,000 videos later, I think I'm finally covering this stretch of Dalhousie. It's possible I've walked it on a live stream. I know I've done Mutual Street. It's definitely a lot quieter here than what it was earlier on in this one. There's a little park that has sprung up. 45 Dalhousie Street Park. It's really more of a parquet, but the landscaping is quite nice. The name will be determined when the commemorative framework is completed. So this park name is temporary. Well, it says commemorates public figures and events and place names and other civic assets, so I think it is safe from being named something idiotic like Sankofa. There's a hop-on, hop-off tour bus. And Dalhousie is between Church Street, just over there, and Jarvis to the right. And coming up straight ahead is Dundas Street East. And things will be quite busy along there. And that'll lead us into the Toronto Metropolitan University campus. I think Dalhousie ends at Gould Street, just up ahead. That's the Meta Housing Co-op. Something we don't have enough of in the city. See if there's a chance to cross here. And just off in the distance is Dundas Square. And if you've ever wondered what the innards of a utility box looks like, that can't be good that that's all cracked open like that. Might as well head north up the last block of the street. There is what was an Esso gas station. I wonder how the soil cleanup works on turning one of those into a condo so fast. There's usually a pretty extensive environmental assessment that needs to be done on a former gas station property. And on the right are the merchandise lofts. And those occupy an old warehouse that was built between 1910 and underwent several upgrades throughout the 1940s. Robert Simpson Company Warehouse. And I think this part of the structure is part of the original one that went up in 1910. It was home to the Simpsons department store warehouse facilities, which later was taken over by Sears Canada. And it was connected to the head office, which is a large pyramid building over on Jarvis Street. You can see the Toronto Metropolitan University banners on the left. And I believe that's the metro the Ken Continuum goes to. A fellow Toronto-based YouTuber. And this school was Ryerson University. The name was changed back in April of 2022 due to some controversy that bubbled up regarding its founder. Or rather, the person it was named after. But I think the summer semester is just getting underway at the school formerly known as Ryerson. So we'll head west here along Gould Street. Maybe it'll be less into the sun if I'm on the north side of the street. Originally, this was home to the Toronto Normal School. There's Balzac's. Those have sprung up all over. I think their original location is still there in the Distillery District. And in the winter, this area here is turned into a open to the public skating rink. And this stretch is known as Nelson Mandela Way. There's the former Ryerson Student Learning Center, now the TMU Student Learning Center. That sits on the former site of the iconic Sam the Record Man. That opened up back in 2015. Korean hot dog and sandwich. So to head south and find those other tulips. And this is Yonge and Dundas coming up. Maybe we'll skip Dundas Square. There's Little Canada. I've been meaning to go there. I just haven't been in quite a while. Or ever, for that matter. Got myself in a bit of a fib. And here is where the first Canadian Shake Shack will be opening up. Person's flagging their ride. That is the Eaton Center on the left. And Operation Tulip is almost complete. I have spotted them.
Takes care of all the needs.
Please keep off planter beds. I don't think they did this in years past. But these run all the way over to Bay Street. So perhaps when I get there, we'll wrap this one up. And I think these are put up by the Downtown Yonge BIA, as it says Downtown Yonge on those signs. This is a beautiful addition to the neighborhood. And I just got a weather alert expecting rain at midnight. Well, that won't be a problem, but I hope you enjoyed this one, starting off in the financial district and making my way east over to St. James Park and then heading north up a street I haven't yet explored on this channel yet, at least to my knowledge, Dalhousie Street, through the TMU campus over to Yonge Street, down to Dundas, and here to some beautiful tulips. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. If you wish to support what I do on YouTube, there's links to my channel membership and Patreon down below. I have an Instagram account at Johnny Strides, and there is a super thanks button appearing down below if you wish to say thanks that way. All right, thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. And rather than see my face, let's finish this one off with a look at the tulips. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Yoink.